Thank you. So, the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Honorable Samuel Abu Jinapor, also joining us on set to try and get an understanding of how exactly all this is going and the big issues that are being discussed in the media budget review. Honorable, it's good to have you join us live on set, and the kind of questions that we want to get addressed. The Minister, a Member of Parliament for Damongo, the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, coming to give us. Minister, so the minister is set to make his presentation. We understand he's around. A few hold-ups here and there. What are your big expectations? Well, we are trying to understand.
That's what we are trying to find
the
out.
minority telling us that
delayed?
they have some issues. Do you have any indication about what is happening?
Well, you should probe. I don't know, but you should probe.
We have been probing. We understand common fund issues, a few minority issues, housekeeping matters, and all us you members who normally put it. But the minister is expected to come. What are your own expectations, Minister?
But why should we hold the business of the country because of yes, what is housekeeping matters and what constitutes housekeeping anyway? But I'll leave that to leadership. I think my expectations will be that the finance minister will appear before the House to give an honest account and an honest report of the state of the Ghanaian economy. As you know, the Public Financial Management Act enjoins the finance minister to give a mid-year budget review before the 31st of July every year, essentially to tell the country where we are with the national economy. And I believe that this mid-year budget statement by the finance minister is even a more consequential and profound one, given the history, the recent history and experience we have had as a country. The biggest issue today in Ghana is the national economy, and the national economy is taking a beating because of the exogenous matters that we are all very much aware of. And my understanding and indication from the retreat we had over the weekend to discuss this mid-year budget review is that, yes, we still have challenges, no two ways about that. There are difficulties. We are not out of the woods yet. We still have some way to go in terms of repairing our public finances and rebuilding our national economy and get to the point of growth. These are all facts. And it's also a fact that there are hundreds and thousands of people out there, young people who want jobs and families who are still struggling to make ends meet. All of these are truths, and all of these are realities of Ghanaian living today, which we have to concede and acknowledge. But that said, it's absolutely clear that the measures that Akufo-Addo government is put in place, the post-COVID-19 economic recovery plan, is yielding some very encouraging and positive results. There's absolutely no two ways about that. You see that the currency is now strengthening. You see that the economy is growing.
Maybe some on the currency, some would say it is quite debatable because there's some still level of depreciation that we are seeing in the local currency.
No, but I think yesterday, this week, the CD gained against the US dollar. I mean, I saw it myself. But you are right. I mean, as I said, we are not out of this. But what is important when it comes to these matters is that there is obviously some indication of a rebound and revival. There's absolutely no truth about that. And I think that in all modesty, any objective pundit will concede and acknowledge that if you look at the indicators, whether it's inflation, whether it's the deficit, whether it's growth rate, whether it's the currency, whether it's our balance of payment, whichever way you look at it, manufacturing for the first time since 2020 is moved from negative growth to positive growth. As we speak, the IMF and our international partners have projected that we'll grow first quarter by 1.5. We've grown by 4 point something. The growth projection for this year is being put at beyond 3%, which is unprecedented. Any country that has gone through an IMF program and all our peers are in a situation where they are not going to be able to grow beyond 1.5%. So what does that mean for us? For me, that is what is important. What it should mean is that we should all rally together and bind together and support the measures the government is implementing. Support this new phenomenal dynamic finance minister who is showing a lot of promise so we can build the Ghanaian economy, pull it out of the doldrums, and create the hundreds and thousands and millions of jobs which the Ghanaian youth deserve and will get.
Honorable, you are an MP, you are a minister as well, and during that cabinet briefing, there's a clear direction of trying to scale back expenditure in an election year. the economics to say it's a prudent thing, but in economics, there's political economy. How easy, how difficult is it for you as a minister when you're demanding funds to complete those projects and get those things done? And a member of parliament as well, to deal with this challenge 5 months to elections?
Well, I think first of all, I have to respect my cabinet oath of secrecy. So you don't expect me to tell you what transpired in cabinet. Secondly, we need to allow the finance minister to come forward and give us the details. And therefore, I would not want to take the wind out of his sail. But that said, absolutely important that we stick to fiscal discipline. There's absolutely no.
How easy that is in an election year,
well,
where in a country where projects and those things contribute to winning the vote for you.
We have to continue to explain to the Ghanaian people. We have to continue to engage the Ghanaian people so the Ghanaian people will understand us, understand the government. That is absolutely important. That is in our collective interest for us to stick to fiscal discipline so we don't derail these obvious gains. We don't derail this momentum we are building in the Ghanaian national economy. I think it's absolutely important because the election will be over. We will get into 2025, and what should be our goal, what should be the objective of the government and the people of Ghana is that we continue on this trajectory so that this year, as I say to you, we grow beyond the expectation, we grow beyond the projection. Next year, we can have a full rebound, and then the economy can begin to boom. So we can have the jobs, we can have the prosperity which the Ghanaian people deserve and should have. And so fiscal discipline is absolutely important.
But Minister, the people would seem not to care about it. They want their roads. They want the schools built. They want all these infrastructure. They want the big things. They want it. They want. And one would say that politicians going into election, you have to do this, and you continue to promise them that, and so they expect that going into the election.
Yeah, but the point about fiscal discipline doesn't mean that you stop all projects. No, we have a program, and the roads minister, as you see, has been very busy. He's been very active. And he's shown a lot of dynamism in that industry, in that sector. And we're going to continue to build roads. We have an envelope for roads, and that is going to continue. We're going to continue to build water. We're going to continue to provide water. We're going to continue to build hospitals. We're going to continue to build infrastructure. And we're going to continue to put in place a welfare scheme which will cushion those who are vulnerable. But all said, what fiscal discipline means is that you stay within your program, you stay within your budget. And the finance minister is determined to stay within his budget. And this review and this statement the finance minister is going to make, you will see clearly that this is a finance minister who is on top of his brief, who's on top of the national economy of our country. And you will also see that this is a government that is thought through the issues, that has a program, that has a plan, and with the support of the Ghanaian people, God willing, we will build a new economy, we will build and we will repair our national economy, we will repair our public finances post-COVID-19, and by the grace of Almighty God, when they give Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia a term, come January 2025, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, the economic guru that we know him to be, will build on the legacy of Akufo-Addo, will build on what Finance Minister Amin Anta is doing, and Ghanaians will now begin to see the real fruits, the real positive fruits of the hard labor that we are putting in place today.
Honorable, before we let you go, quick one on your sector. You recently tried to get some agreement passed through the House, and how is it going with that one?
Well, it's before the House. I think we are appearing before the committee next week. I'm very confident in the arrangements we made with our lithium resources, and I think that the pundits have all...
I think we're getting a good deal?
We've got a very fantastic deal, and it's been scrutinized over and over again, and I think that what we put together is absolutely in the national interest. We'll be appearing before the Natural Resources Committee of Parliament next week, and the matter is within the confines of Parliament, and when we come, we will make our case before the committee, and it's my expectation that the House will ratify it. So this project, which is going to unleash hundreds and thousands of jobs in the central region and also bring about a lot of opportunities, economic opportunities for Ghanaian private sector, will take off. And so we will see next week.
Is that the same sense you get with the Rockshore bauxite agreement, which you also laid?
In the same vein.
Finally, Honorable, I mean, there are some who have argued that the time has come to take a second look at the stability agreement with all the extractive sector. What are your thoughts on that?
We should have a conversation about that. But we don't live in an island. If you don't have a stability agreement, and Burkina Faso does, and Cote d'Ivoire does, and South Africa does, investors will go to those places. They won't come to your country. So when it comes to the extractive industry, you have to be competitive. You have to be competitive. Today, under our watch, in all humility and modesty, since I became minister, Ghana is moved from being the second producer the second leading producer of gold to the first leading producer of gold. We've overtaken South Africa. It is because we put in place the measures and the conducive environment to attract investment. It is because we have new mines coming up. Never before in the history of Ghana do we have new mines coming up, springing up all over the place. Newmont is building a new mine in Ahafo. Cardinal Namdin is building a new mine in Upper East. Azuma Resources is building a new mine in Upper West. Mines which were dormant, like Bibiani, like Chirano, all of those have been revamped. And it's giving us a lot more ounces of gold to make Ghana the leading producer of gold on the African continent. We need many of such investment, and to be able to have that kind of investment, you have to put in place the conducive environment, the attractive policies and measures which will attract investors into your national economy and into your mining industry and into the extractive industry generally. So yes, stability clauses, we can have a discussion on all of these matters. I have no difficulty about that. We have a national discourse on that. But at the end of the day, we should put in place measures and put in place a framework which will attract investment into the extractive industry of our country.
Thanks so much, Jinapor. Appreciate your time, sir.
So the Minister for Lands giving us a certain overview of his ministry, what they are doing, his expectation of the budget. He was definitely part of that budget cabinet retreat. They've spoken about all these issues. He's not going to betray his cabinet oath and secrecy, as he says.
But he saw the smirk. So